All right. Lady Rough Riders versus Utah Grizzlies in the Silver Sticks Regional Tournament. Looks like we're going to, for the most part, get started on time, which is always a pleasant surprise. It's either really early or really late, one of the two. Girls just went through their 3-minute warm-up. Just chatting with one of the other parents from the other team. Utah Grizzlies is a standard league team, so the girls play all the time together is what it means. And they versus a tournament team, as an example. But girls are giving their into their warm up, and we'll get a puck drop here in about 2 minutes. Looks like for D, we have Harper S. and Georgia. Josie, number 57, will be doing our face-off. Ori, number 5, here on this near wing. And the far wing is Paige. All right, puck's dropped. Utah Grizzlies was able to smack it down into our zone. Josie ran into a Grizzly player. They're right below us. We're able to get a shot off. Their goalie was able to smother it. I think that was Josie. Grizzlies won that face-off as they wrap it around behind their net along the outside wall. Georgia was able to hold the blue wall. I'm sorry, the blue wall, the blue line. All right, Josie's bringing it into the zone. Ori's bringing it hard down to the end. Whoa, there was a tripping on Ori as she smashed into the wall. They're calling a roughing call on Grizzlies 45 seconds into the first period. Looks like she's okay. She's able to skate off. We have Jesse for our face-off made on this inside wing with Grayson. Maddie Banish on D, and Andrea skating over to that far wall to try and keep that puck from getting into our zone. Slipped by. Grizzlies did a centering pass, but there was no one there to pick it up. Good news for us. Andrew's batting out with one of the girls over in the corner. Happens to be one of the Damon sisters, who some of our Lady Rough Riders played with in tournament teams. All right, back and forth across the neutral zone, went deep into our zone as one of the Damon centers puts pressure on Jesse. Got a cross the ice pass, which no icing call, which is pretty big shocker, as there's nobody there to tip it in past that red line. Hopefully that's the only bad call we get, as we are in a power play at the moment, and the Grizzlies shorthanded are putting a lot of pressure on us. We have Holly, Ads, Harper O, Harper S, and Maddie on the ice at the moment, as we got an icing call. have a face-off. There's 24 seconds left on this power play for the Rough Riders as we are on the defense in our zone. Maddie battling out, putting a lot of pressure on Grizzlies as they're looking for a open centering pass. There's nobody there to pick it up. Ads and Maddie got tripped over each other as they came across the center ice. Grizzlies got a hold of that shot way high. Grizzlies taking their time looking for an open pass. That didn't work out so well as we got a turnover there in our zone. Harper S. stopping the shot. All right, we have Harper coming across the blue ice, coming up with Ori. Harper getting a shot off right into the glove of the Grizzlies goalie. That was a good stop by the Grizzlies. And a good shot by Harper. I think that shocked the Grizzlies a little bit as she was able to get across the neutral zone quick. Got a pretty good face-off there with Josie and one of the Grizzly girls as they were battling it out. Josie's up there deep with Ori as the Grizzlies were able to get it out. Maddie Banish came in there and popped it out of the stick. And we have an offside call on the Grizzlies as we'll have a face-off here on this near dot. Just kidding, far dot, right in front of the Rough Riders bench. We have Josie Page, Ori, Georgia, and Maddie Benish. Grizzlies were able to wrap it all the way down and around the back. Got a forward pass, got all the way up to Ori. Ori's back on side. We're back across the blue, but only for a second before the Grizzly came and plowed it through. A lot of players over on that far wall waiting for the puck to come across it. Maddie was able, Georgia was able to get it across the red line, but it clipped one of the other players on the other side. No icing called. Good thing against, or not against us. Shot on goal by one of the Grizzlies as Cora was able to deflect it off to the far corner, or this near corner. Got Georgia taking on that far wall. She buried it deep as soon as she got past that red line. Lots and lots of pressure. It's a long stride on that Grizzly girl as she was able to get it all the way into our zone. You can tell the girls are all pretty amped up for this game because there's a lot of collisions, body contact, and they're tripping over their own feet at this point, slippery ice and all. Grizzlies are trying real hard to keep it in the zone. They put a shot toward goal, went way high. Harper got it past the red line and put it in pretty deep into that zone as the Grizzlies regroup and force their way down into our zone. Took the opportunity to get a couple new fresh skaters on the ice, and their forward line was able to get a shot off and smothered by Cora. Another good block by Cora. We're down to 9:22 in this first period. Still a 0-0 game. Looks like we have, great shot by Grizzlies and a fantastic block by Cora as she kept the Grizzlies from scoring on us. Grizzlies definitely have speed this morning. We have Georgia taking on the outside wall. I think we'll be hearing that a lot through this tournament. Shot toward the goal, but it went wide. Grizzlies have it again. They're pushing deep into our zone. Harper O is able to get a stick on it, but not before one of the Grizzlies was able to take a shot off again. Grizzlies had a wide open lane to get a shot off. And Cora was able to glove it. Looks like we have Paige, Ori, Andrea, Josie, and Maddie Benish. And a very loud person behind me. Josie putting on some speed and was able to slip in there and get a good, that was a good job by Paige and Josie as they worked to get over that blue line. We buried it deep. Grizzlies were ready for it, and they are already past our red line as they are trying to get it in. Maddie was able to save that coming into our zone once. Second time they were able to bury it deep as they had a pretty fast puck across. We have Andrea down in the corner. A lot of pressure by one of the Grizzlies as she's looking for an open pass over to Paige. Paige got pinned in the wall. Utah was able to get a stick on that puck. Andrea swooped in and got it. We're back in on this inside wall with Ori. Ori got it back to Andrea. Andrea got it back to Ori. She is looking to, I think she tried to ice it, but there's a Utah player right on the blue wall. Josie forced them all the way back into the zone. She's got such a great reach. Josie got an intercepted pass. Maeve to Josie. Josie's got 3 on her, and that was, I don't know what they're going to call that one. High sticking. That was a great job by Josie, but she went down on the ice pretty hard on her side. We have Jesse in for Josie. Harper S. All right, we're switching lines here. Maddie, Jesse, Harper S, Georgia, and Maeve. We're down to 6:46 in this first period. Still a 0-0 game. Not sure what that sound is. Shot on goal. It went right over the edge of the net by Harper S as she got a blue line shot. Grizzlies were able to get back. Harper backed up Georgia as she picked up the puck. Utah was intercepting the pass. Utah with a shot and goal on the Lady Rough Riders on a penalty kill on our part. I'm sorry, a power play on our part. So they just got a shorthanded goal. 6:17. All right, we'll get a face-off here with Andrea and Harper O on D, Maddie Lemon on wing, Jesse on center, and Maeve on the outside wing. Utah's passes are pretty amazing at this point. They're finding a lane every time and getting it across the ice pretty quick. Andrew just trying to find a spot to get that puck away and out of that corner. Utah was right there. They were able to get a shot off. And it got deflected in off the post as Cora was reaching across and on. That is the second shorthanded goal Goal at 5:33 by Utah. Utah leads by 2. We have Harper S and Maddie B on D. Ads doing the face-off. Got it over to Colley. Went up to Utah. Utah put it back. Harper S is racing back to get it behind our net. She is looking for an open player, but they are all over the place. She tried to pass. Had enough speed on it. It took one of the Utah players out as the puck hit the back of the skate. Harper S crossed both blue lines, crossed into their zone, going deep behind the net. Ads picking up D as she grabs it along the wall as it passes forward. Kylie keeps it in play. Harper rips a one-timer, goes a little wide. Colley across the ice, no one there to get it. Utah, what just happened here? The Utah threw it all the way across the ice. No icing call as Utah's in our zone. And they're getting fresh skaters as we are still running with that same line. We put the puck down deep. Paige is on the ice. She's putting a ton of pressure on as it's in and out of the Utah zone already. We have Harper O on the ice, Paige on the ice, Georgia on the ice now, Ori, and I'm missing one, Josie. As we get an offside call against Utah at 4:06. Utah's passing game's on point there as they rip it from the far side of the ice to the near side, got into our zone and got a shot off to Cora. She was able to glove it. Face off at 3:55 in the Rough Riders zone. Josie won that face off. It went back to the D on Utah. As Utah is on the offense in our zone. We're putting a lot of pressure on them, but they are just getting a stick on that puck a little bit faster than we are at this point. Ori was able to get along this wall. I'm sorry, that was Paige to Ori. Across the ice. All right, now we've got Josie kicking it. And she's in the zone with Ori and Paige. Takes a shot on goal. Nice, solid thunk as it had some energy as it hit the Grizzly in the chest. We'll have a face-off in the Utah zone at 3:12. We have Jesse on point, Maeve on wing, Maddie Benish on D with Andrea, Grayson, and that's it. Utahs were able to get the puck all the way down into our zone, got all the way in front of Cora before we got enough pressure on, and they lost the puck. Taking another shot, Cora got a leg down on it just in time. Fantastic save as she was getting screened all over the place with players playing in front. Utah tried to do a neutral zone, blue line edge pass and did not connect. I don't know if it was a player just giving it to one of their shooters or what, but we have Jessie intercepting the pass. She's in the zone. Grayson and Maeve are backing her up. Grayson's over in that far corner battling against one. Utah took it. Jessie getting a stick on a pass. Harper S is on the ice, got an intercepted pass as she brings it into the zone and back out as she got 3 on her. Utah tried to do a quick chipping pass as they change out all but one of the players on the ice. Georgia doing a double tap as she was passing to herself. It bounced off a Utah player. Utah was too deep in our zone as it went back and forth. Offside call on Utah. We're down to 1:48 in this first period. Lady Rough Riders trail Utah by 2. Battle at that red line as Utah gets it back into our zone. I'm not sure how, okay. Thankfully that was called. It was a tripping against Colley. I'm sorry, tripping. Someone tripped Colley. Number 2, Utah is in the box. 2 minutes of power play out of 1:25 in this period. We have a face-off. Harper S. and Georgia. Ori, Paige, and Josie. Georgia getting the chipping shot toward it. One of the Utah players got a skate on it. Josie battled out in that corner, got it back to Georgia again. Georgia put a high shot on the rebound. Paige got plowed into and asked the Utah player, don't do that again, with a no thank you. Utah Grizzly was able to get a glove on it, their goalie. Another face-off. Josie won it. She gets back to Georgia. Georgia, another shot. Oh, just went wide as Paige swooped in there on the spot. Harper ripped off the shot, but went super high and over. But it got all the way back to Georgia. Georgia took a shot toward goal. She was able to backhand it back in as we lost that blue line. Utah's out, across the red line. Georgia's putting pressure, but the Utah player had way too much speed for us to catch up with her. We're down to 40 seconds left on the clock. Paige coming on this inside wall. Tried to do a centering pass over to Ori, but Ori wasn't there quite yet. Josie picked it up. Josie ripped off a shot. She saved the blue line again and again and again. 25 seconds as she has an open lane. Bounced off the goalie. Paige picked up the trash, but she's got 3 on her as she's trying to cut across. That is going to be an icing call on, thankfully an icing call, on Utah with 13.2 seconds left on the first period. Jessie's in, Andrea's in, Harper O's in, Maeve is in, and Maddie Lemon. Let's go Rough Riders. 13.2 seconds in the zone. Andrea just shouldering and holding that puck in the zone. That was great effort. We're still in possession as we get a shot deflected by one of the players. That's the end of the first period. There's 35 seconds left on this penalty, so we'll still be on the power play as we come out for the second period. Be back in about 60 seconds. right, here we go. That whistle is blown by the ref. Get the girls on the ice for a face-off. Girls have switched sides. Utah starting out with short-handed with 34 seconds left. Jesse won it, got it over to Maddie. Maddie got it in deep as they went across the ice pass. Good save by Mavis. She was able to backhand it in along that blue line. Utah's pressing us as we get back into that zone. 10 seconds left in this penalty power play. Lots of pressure by Utah. Utah tried to center it. Harper S. was there to stop it. Ooh, we had a head-to-head hit between one of the Rough Riders and one of the Grizzlies. All right, the Grizzlies were able to get a shot off down middle lane. Lots of shouldering by the Grizzlies as we get across the neutral zone into their zone. We got a Utah to Utah there. When they're not passing up along the wall, they deflect it right beforehand. Lone Grizzly went out there and took a shot on Cora. She blocked one. They got the rebound and took another shot. Cora picked it up, smothered it. We're down to 13:31, 5-on-5 skaters. Face-off with Josie on the ice. She was able to get it. Ori and Paige are out there with wings. Andrea and Harper O on D. Cross ice, Utah to Utah, but Utah wasn't there as it got back into the neutral zone. Tons of pressure by Josie, Ori, and Paige. That cross ice Utah pass. Shot on goal. It glanced off the leg pad at the wrong angle and it got in. That is goal number 3 for the Utah at 12:58 in the second period. We have Colleen on wing, Jesse on face-off, adds in that far wing, Harper S. and Maddie B on D. Jesse Danielin out, got split off. Collie brought down the hatchet trying to get that puck away from one of the Utah players. I don't know. It seems like that would have been an icing call, but it was no icing call. I'm sorry, an offside call. Cross ice pass again. And another one. It's like Harper S is in for Andrea on D. Harper's got the puck as she takes it out of our zone across the red line. She's got one of the Damon sisters right on her. I'm sorry, not one of Damon's sisters. Got turned over in their zone right by the blue line. Utah brought it all the way in, dangling all the way. It's going to be a no icing call against Rough Riders. Hopefully that's a two-way streak because that sure looked like an icing again for my untrained eyes. Across the ice pass again. Georgia was waiting for him, but she had two on her. Oh, Utah tried to let a dribbling pass slash shot on Cora, and it went a little bit wide. icing call against the Lady Rough Riders as we get some fresh skaters on the ice. We have Georgia and Andrea on D. Maddie Lemon getting that face off. Oh, just got smacked in the face by one of the Utah players. Grayson's on the ice, backed up by Maeve right below us, battling out. Maeve putting awesome pressure. That is going to be a call. Maybe an icing call as we go back into the Rough Riders zone. 10:57 left in the second period. Grizzlies still lead Lady Rough Riders 3-0. Cross ice pass again by Utah. Georgia just batting away with one of the one of the Utah Grizzly. We're deep into the Utah zone as we change out the majority of our line. Ori keeping it in, but it got batted out right past defender there. Utah going across the ice, burying it deep. Harper O's on the ice, and she was able to get it back and crossed. We're in the neutral zone as Ori tried to put a stop stick there to keep it from passing. Lots of pressure by our forwards. All right, we have Josie. Paige to Josie. Josie is getting the speed on. She's got two right on her. She got a shot toward goal as Paige gets it on the far wall. We have Harper and Harper on the ice on D at this point. Josie, Ori, and Paige are still out there battling out, trying to keep possession. Harper O got a pass up to Paige. Paige was on the edge of the red line. She's trying to get a shot off. Harper O again, but Utah saw that written on the wall. Harper S putting pressure, forcing Utah to take a shot. They were able to center it before we could block shot. Cora wasn't able to stop that puck as it was point blank shot on her with a lot of speed. Face off. 9:09 Lady Grizzlies lead Lady Rough Riders 4-0. Maddie winning that battle on the face-off. She got it back into the zone. Andrea come battling in there trying to hold that blue line as Utah's got a stick on it and buried deep into our zone. Andrea got it up and out. Utah's resetting as they skate into our zone on that far wall. Shot toward goal. Maddie Benish was able to get a stick on it, and it ramped up almost out. Oh, got a cross ice centering pass. It's a little scary when there's so many Utah players right there. Holly putting pressure, got it all the way back into the zone, but not before Utah outnumbered her, and crazy dangling by one of the Utah players through three of our defenders. Shot toward goal again by Lady Utah. All right, got a turnover. Ads was able to get up to the red line, but not before getting taken advantage of by three of the Utah players. Crisscrossing in front of her. I got Maddie Benish bringing it all the way across. She lost her skate when she got near the wall. Utah is on Cora again. Cora, ooh. Oh, that was a fantastic photo finish for Cora. She was on her knees and saw the puck coming up, and she snagged it out of the air like a champ. Fantastic stop by Cora. So much pressure on him. Jesse's doing our face-off. Harper S. is out there with Georgia. We're going to have an icing call on the Lady Rough Riders as we were able to get the face-off, but we buried it deep. That's right, another face-off, another chance. Grayson's on the ice also with Maeve. 7:21 in the second period left on the clock. Jessie going deep on that stick to make sure she wins that face-off. Utah snagging a shot across the ice. There was no lane, no shooting angle for her, so got picked up. Jessie picking up at this blue line. She's all the way in the zone as she just gets shoved into the wall. She stayed on her as Maeve put a centering right across their goalie to try and get control of that puck. Georgia rushing in right at the red line, putting it in deep, forcing Utah to reset again. Jessie keeping the puck alive in that zone. Utah across the ice again. Harper S. and Georgia back against two. Utah player went wide. Harper got it past one. Utah got reinforcements on the ice as they take possession in our zone, looking for a shot. They got a shooting lane, hit Cora in the chest. Jessie was able to get to that puck on one of the passes, put it across the ice, icing call against Lady Rough Riders at 5:51 as we get all fresh skaters on the ice. We have Harper O, Paige, Josie, Ori, and Andrea. Face off in her zone. Josie's got it over in the corner, getting backed up by Harper O as Harper O tries to relay it along the boards. Utah was able to get it there, looking for a centering pass. Cora smothered it right as it hit her leg pads. That was close. 5:34 as we have a face-off with Josie on point. Josie won that face-off, got it back to Andrea. Andrea gets it up past Paige toward the goal, no icing call. Paige is putting pressure on one. She got it with her skates, kept it back behind the goal line. Ori just getting smashed into the wall as one of the Utah players shoved her. Ref was trying to get out of the way, so didn't say a thing. Andrea holding this blue line and got past three Utah players right there on that line. We have Harper O looking for a cross-ice pass as one of the Utah players took the opportunity, took the shot. We're out of our zone as Paige, Ori, and Josie are in that far wall. Andrea was able to get a forecheck on one of the Utah players, keeping her from getting a shot off or a pass. Got over to Ori. Ori's taking a shot. Oh my gosh, it went off the pole. The Utah goalie just didn't even see it as it flew across the ice. It was right there. Georgia's on the ice now with Maddie Benish for D. We have Colley on the ice and ads. Josie's still out there. Georgia battling out. Thankfully, no tripping call as Georgia is able to swing around and get a piece of that puck. So Utah went to their knees. Ads got out of the zone as Utah resets. Down the center, Georgia got a great check. Offside call on Utah. Face off on this near point on the Lady Rough Riders blue line. Maddie doing the face off. Utah's in our zone. Fantastic job by Ads over there. She was able to get the puck past. Once she got it past the blue, she got it past the red. We're in the zone. No offside call. Utah got a hold of one of our passes as they rush in to get a shot off. Hit the side post. A centering pass went past two of Utah players as they tried to get a shot. Ads forcing a shot on one of the Utah players, blocking it as she puts pressure, goes across the red line. Ads is off the ice. Shot toward goal. Maid's on the ice for Ads. Colley's out here just waiting for a pass forward. All right, we got Georgia bringing it in across the blue line, got caught up. We're able to shovel it across. May putting pressure on two, deep in the zone. Callie saving that blue line. One of the Utah players had a lot of speed as she rushed and was able to barrel it through the entire zone, deep into our zone. We have Grayson on the ice. Had a bad pass between Utah, and you hear one of the Utah players say, "Oh my gosh," as everyone laughed in the stands. Georgia getting up and out of our zone. Utah D to D. Jessie was able to intercept one in their passes. She is getting to that puck first. Too much speed. Utah gets it out of the zone, but not before we got an offside call against Lady Rough Riders. It was close. Andrea and Harper S for D. Paige, Ori, and Jesse on the front line. Paige putting some good pressure, got a stick on it, but not before it got out of our zone. Offside call. Good call, ref. As they rushed their zone with a little bit too much enthusiasm. Offside call. Jesse's off the ice, Josie's in. Josie wins that face-off like a champ. Gets it back to Andrea. Andrea to Paige, but Utah saw that coming, and they put pressure on, and were able to bury it deep into our near corner. Andrea gets it all the way around the back. Utah pinned that wall, and boy, I would have said that was out. Where's that replay when you need one? Puck up and into the Utah bench. It was almost a repeat from yesterday as the opposing team, one of the coaches took a puck to the forehead and had to go to their urgent care. It's a little bit scary. Just missed this coach out here. All right, we're down to 45 seconds. Utah leads Rough Riders by 4. Georgia and Paige were able to get it across the ice. Utah took possession. as they try and rip it all the way across the ice, open ice. Georgia and Harper O are holding D as our forwards make plays in that neutral zone. Utah's on our doorstep looking for a centering pass. We finally got a call with whatever that heck. Looks like it's okay between the players, or he got hit into the wall. Hooking call on Grizzlies. 8.5 seconds. This is a repeat of the first period where we had about 13.5 seconds on a power play. Josie's on center, Jesse on wing, Harper O and Georgia on D, Paige and Ori. Georgia kept it in the zone once, twice. Utah got past it as they get an open net shot. Ooh, I didn't even realize there was an open net. Shot went wide. All right, we're going to be coming into the third period with a power play. There's still a minute, 52 seconds against Utah. I'll give you a audio break here for 60 seconds while we wait for the refs to blow the whistle. All right, there's that first whistle by the official. It's a pretty mild whistle, and the music's pretty loud, so I'm not sure they all heard it, but there we go, 15 minutes to make a comeback. We're on the power play. Girls are switching sides. Still lots of discussions going over at the Rough Riders bench as the officials give the stare of a parent to their children to go do something. All right, we've got Jesse on wing, Paige on wing, Josie doing the front end, Georgia and Harper S. Georgia bringing it through the zone. She's in deep in their zone, tried to do a centering pass as Josie and Paige were right there. Backed up, Georgia was still pretty deep in the zone. Harper S getting a shot right into the face plate of one of the Utah players. Harper's got possession as she gets a pass up to Paige. Paige just taking a check into the wall. Shot on goal. Jesse was there. Josie was there on the rebound. Put it in deep into that net. Goal by Lady Rough Riders. I'm not sure if that was Paige or Jesse that gave that to Josie, but Josie was right there, open net in front of her, and she put it in. Maddie B in for D. Front line is the same. Back to Maddie. Andrea. Paige gets across the red line. Excuse me. Utah catches one of our passes and gets it back into our zone. Josie reminded the Utah player as there's some more shouldering going on. I think the girls are realizing the refs are letting a lot go with contact here. Utah putting a chipping shot from the blue line. Cora was able to shrug it off. Jessie picked it up over to Paige. Paige coming across on this inside edge. She's across the blue zone. Goes a little wide as we lost the blue line. Utah got it deep with one pressuring us. Just as the Utah players were coming on the ice, came right to them as they came on. 4 players on the one Utah player as she was able to get a shot off but went wide. Jessie able to get a skate on that shot from the blue line. So many opportunities for Utah to get shots on us at this point. Their passing is stellar. Maddie over in that wall. Andrew trying to give it back up. Got centered. Utah got a shot off. Cora put a leg pad on it. Another centering pass. And, just got to the blue line. Got all the way back in to Maddie Benish. Benish got it up to Maddie Lemon. Let's go Team Maddie. Maddie's across the ice. Jessie held the blue line before getting offside. We're getting as Maddie's down there by herself as we get some fresh skaters on the ice. We have Georgia and Harper adds on the ice, ripping between 2 of their players. Collie out there. She tried to go through a few too many Utah players. They are able to get a stick on it. May putting side pressure as Harper and Georgia. I don't know what that was about. Everyone kind of stopped and looked at each other. I don't know what was said on the ice. All right, we're coming across the ice. Georgia was able to backhand it out of our zone. Single Utah player in our zone, able to get a shot off toward Harper was able to get in there and put some pressure on that player. All right, ice is coming across. No icing call on Rough Riders as we get some fresh skaters on. Maeve over here saving that blue line. She's got too many players. Harper S is on the blue now, saving it. Utah buried it deep into our zone. That is an icing call with 10:29 left on the clock. 10:28 now. Face-off in Grizzlies zone. Harper and Georgia on D. Maddie Benish on D. I'm sorry, that wasn't Georgia. Josie doing center. Ori and Paige. We're able to just get 2 shots off quick. Grizzlies covered it up. We'll have a face-off on that far circle. 10:22. Rough Riders still trail by 3 goals. It's a 4-1 game. Grizzlies. There's a scuffle going over here on this near wall. You can't see. Busted out. Harper took a shot. It went far down and out. I don't know. That we've got a the ref was holding up their hand and they dropped it down. Ori trying to battle out in front of the Rough Riders. Centering pass, way high shot as Harper S puts pressure on. Josie gets a hold of it, passes up to Paige. Paige bringing it on this inside wall, backed up with Josie. Harper in the rear, making sure that it's not getting past. Utah to Utah, across the ice. Maddie Benish taking a shot into the side. Hopefully that hit pads. Maddie Benish bringing it across the ice. Far wall. Utah took opportunity and rammed her into the wall to keep it in. All right, it's out. Utah is resetting as Paige puts pressure on with ads on the ice with Josie. Utah gets a shot off. Corey gets a stick on it, deflects it at 8:40. Utah tried to do a centering pass. Ads was there. Josie doing an icing to get some fresh skaters on the ice at 8:30 in the third period. Face off, Maddie Lemon. Ads on wing, Harper O on D. Andrea on D. It looks like Collie on wing. I just heard a ding as, I don't know if it was a stick or a puck, right against where Cora was at. We tried to get out of the zone. Maddie was able to get it out. Utah just putting so much pressure on the girls as we look for an open pass. They are able to bring it in back into our zone. Utah was there to pick up the centering pass. Cora was tracking on the right side of the post where the Utah was, and they shot across. Goal for Utah at 7:57. They lead Lady Rough Riders 5-1. We have ads. Maddie Lemon on point. Harper S and Georgia on D. Maddie got the face-off, gets across the ice. Colley's out there for the other wing. As Utah tried to get it out of their zone, Harper got a stick on it as it went high in the air. We have Georgia bringing it into their zone on this inside wall. Harper was able to back her up, rip the puck back behind the net. Maeve on the ice, kept it in the zone for a couple more seconds before Utah was able to drive it out. Grayson hopped on the ice and took the puck away immediately as Maeve centers a pass shot toward the goalie. Georgia holding the blue line, but Utah got a stick on it, was able to get it up and over her stick. Grayson was there to pick that puck off. Oh, get back on side. There we go. Jesse's on the ice now. Harper S getting a stick on that forecheck. Harper again as she keeps that blue line safe before Utah can get in. Maeve was cherry picking as she got a shot off from the blue line. She had a lot of pressure, so it was wasn't quite the power we needed to get that puck into the net. Jesse out here ready for that face-off with Ori, Andrea, Maddie Benish. Collie flying in here for the other wing point. Puck drop, Jesse won that. Andrea got it on there and almost did the splits. Crap. Puck slipped in to the goal. We are down to 5. The clock is running. That is a Everyone's making sure that everyone's okay. Back at our goal. Looks like we've hit the threshold for the goal point for Utah as we are on a run clock now. 30 seconds there from goal to face-off here. Josie's on the ice with Ori's. Ori wins out with Josie. Utah swooped in as the puck got loose. Another shot toward goal by Utah. Went wide. Puck is going hot down the ice for an icing call against the Lady Rough Riders. We're down to 4:30 as the clock continues to tick down. Harper O and Georgia on D. Josie on point with Paige and Ori. Utah tried to do a cross-ice pass. There was no one there for that pass. We are at center ice as there's a collision in the center neutral zone as everyone fights for possession. Ori got a stick on a cross-ice pass. Harper O battling out, got it chipped up and out over the Utah players. Shot toward goal from a Utah player as she exited the ice. Utah resets as the puck went back in neutral ice. They skated it all the way in with 3 on her. Someone lost a glove. Puck is out, icing against the Rough Riders as the puck continues to tick down past 3:10. Be a face-off in our zone. Harper and Andrea on the ice for D. Ads, Maeve, and Maddie Lemon doing the face-off. Maddie won that face-off. She got it back to Maeve. Maeve relayed it up to Maddie as she went up on this inside wall. Puck just got centered. Andrea was able to get to the puck first. Maeve got down the ice and got it into their zone. It's in the far corner. Puck got to Harper. Utah swooped in and was able to pick off, and they were able to chip in another goal. This is a rough game for the girls. Goal at 2:10 in the third period. Cora stopped so many good shots. There's just been so many shots and some really good shots that just got past. Utah has won every game so far in this Silver Sticks regional tournament. Utah was able to get a hold of the puck across center ice, skated it in, and just got another goal at 1:29. Come on, girls, don't give up. Jesse's on point. Grayson's on wing. Win by Jesse. Gets back. Utah to Utah pass right in front of our goal as we're down to the 1 minute mark now. Georgia and Colley on that far wall trying to get it up and out. "45 seconds and change here as we battle against that far wall." Jesse was able to get across that red line, Utah to Utah. Grayson is coming in, putting pressure on in the final 30 seconds of this game. Maddie putting and Georgia putting on pressure. Jessie was able to pick up the trash, gets across ice. She does a deflecting shot with 10 seconds left and an icing call on Lady Rough Riders. That is the end of the game. Rough Riders 1, Lady Grizzlies 8. That was rough. All the girls giving good love to Cora. We'll stop streaming as soon as we get the good jobs, good games, fist bumps. We have a second game today. This afternoon. I think it's in about 3.5 hours. All right, that'll be the end of the game, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.